Hello friend, and welcome back to Rest with Lissie. Many of you are here now on my channel because you watched the birth vlog where we welcomed little Ellie into the world, into the comfort of our own home, or should I say bathroom. I got over 40,000 views on that video, which is just blowing my mind. It's funny, when I was editing that video, I was putting a lot of time and effort into it, of course. And I remember telling myself, I hope I get at least 100 views just to make all my editing and effort and filming the actual birth vlog to not be in vain. And wow, God just blew my expectations out of the water with that video. Thank you guys for your time, your attention, your likes, subscribes, all of it. I'm so excited that you're here. But I'm actually here today to announce something very exciting. If you saw the bits and pieces of my faith-based birth program that was actually in that birth vlog, this is an opportunity for you to potentially use my program for yourself in a beta birth program that I am opening up to the public for a very short time. I do not believe that birth has to be a fearful or painful event by any means, so I actually created that program with the intention to make birth more comfortable, more peaceful, and most importantly, to invite the Holy Spirit into the process, bringing God into the birthing room. And a lot of that takes a certain amount of intention throughout at least the latter part of your pregnancy to really try to make that a reality to improve your birth outcome. I'm a 4-time home birth mom, so that means I've had all 4 of my children at home, unmedicated, and completely painless. And so I wanted to bring everything that I know from those experiences into this program. As you guys saw in my birth vlog, I put together several audio affirmation tracks that I listened to throughout my pregnancy and even throughout the birth that just helped keep my mindset, as well as encouraging me to utilize techniques to stay comfortable and relaxed throughout the process. If you watched that video, or if you're just coming across this and you've been looking for a faith-based birth program, bringing Jesus into the birthing room and making birth painless as possible, then I have a very special announcement and request from you. I actually have an application open right now. So if you look in my description or you look in a pinned comment, you will see a link to an application. It's just a very simple form. Answer a few basic questions about your pregnancy, and I will be hand selecting a very small group of women to be the first women ever to use this program. I thought it would be really nice to have some real-time feedback from actual pregnant women so I can continue to refine it and make it even better to bless many more women in the future. So let me just go over a brief synopsis of what the program is actually going to entail, as well as what this unique group environment is actually going to look like. It's going to be different than the digital product that I'm working on releasing. I'm actually going to walk alongside you during your pregnancy, helping you spiritually and physically prepare for a beautiful faith-filled birth, and also walk alongside you through postpartum, because that's a very important part of preparation as well. So this anointed faith-based birth program that I'm sharing with you today is essentially 7 modules of information. The first module goes into mindset and how to cultivate a healthy and positive mindset about pregnancy, birth, and postpartum, which is a huge part of preparing your mind, your body, your spirit for a pain-free, comfortable, peaceful birth. The second module is all about how to practically invite the Holy Spirit into your daily life in pregnancy and birth and postpartum, including Holy Spirit-led tools and techniques to actually create relaxation in your body, to provide peace and comfort at any moment that you need it. That's actually module 2 and 3. Module 4 is all about pregnancy, the actual knowledge about what happens in pregnancy, how your baby's growing, and how to have a healthy physical pregnancy. Module 5 is all about birth, basic overview of what to expect in birth, as well as just like the physiological processes. And I try to make all this education as easy to digest as possible, because you don't need to have like a doctor level understanding. It is good to know at least the basics, because that will inform your decisions in making them more confidently. Module 6 is essentially preparing for the birth. You know, what are the last items on your checklist to prepare, as well as preparing for postpartum. However, module 7 is all about postpartum because we don't want to forget about ourselves. Once the baby's born, we tend to focus on the birth, but then postpartum becomes this afterthought, and really we need to put just as much intention into our postpartum as we are into the birth. While birth may be the most like sensational and powerful and big event in our minds, it's really postpartum where we want to be set up for success. We want to have closeness with God. We want to have the opportunity to rest and heal as much as our bodies need to. Paired with each module is a audio affirmation track to go with it, building upon what we learned in the module itself. The affirmation tracks are essentially a structured way to keep your mind renewed with the truths and with the tools and techniques that you'll be learning in the program. So the summary of the program that I just explained is basically the digital version that I'm hoping to release to the public next year. So what's different about this small group of women that I will actually be stewarding and walking alongside with is that we will be learning the content from these modules via 7 weekly 45-minute calls where I'll be teaching and introducing these concepts to you. I will provide you the materials like the affirmation tracks that are already created. So essentially you'll be following the program on your own time, but once a week for 7 weeks we will touch base and learn about the concepts. And then after the 7 weeks we will go into a monthly schedule. So as a group we will come together once a month until basically everyone's had their babies, and we will still be in touch through postpartum because all of it matters. There will be a Discord, a private Discord server for just the women that are in the group, so you also have an opportunity to fellowship with each other, create a sisterhood with other women who are in a similar season as you, which is so powerful in itself. I am really excited to help foster that environment. And yeah, and I don't know if I will be offering this kind of service ever again where I'm actually working in person one-to-one with women. For the foreseeable future, this will be the only chance. So who would be a good fit for this group? Basically, I'm hoping to only have women that are less than 30 weeks pregnant as of January 1st, 2026. The reason for that is because we do need at least 7 weeks to go over the modules, so I don't want you to be too close to the birth and miss out on very valuable information that will help you during the birth and postpartum. You're a good fit if you're planning a natural, unmedicated birth, preferably at home, but if you're doing it at a hospital too, that's okay. If you're currently having a healthy, low-risk pregnancy, if you're desiring to bring the Holy Spirit into your pregnancy, birth, and postpartum in a deeper way than before, you'd be a good fit if you're willing to commit to the weekly calls as well as the monthly calls after the initial 7, as well as being willing to commit to the program itself. You'd be a good fit also if you're looking forward to being vulnerable and sharing your feedback in these calls with other women, as well as respecting the time and energy that I and the other women will be putting into this focus group. You must be open to engaging with other Christ-following women who are in a similar season to you via the group calls as well as the group chat. Also, if you are accepted into the program, it will be assumed that you are not using any other birth program concurrently with this one, just because it might be conflicting information. You really want to just stick with one and go all in on one birth program so that the techniques and tools that you are receiving are as potent as possible. That is not to say that you cannot educate yourself in other ways, but as when it comes to actually following a birth program to bring comfort, peace, relaxation, it needs to just be this program. So that way I can get accurate feedback and I can actually know what's working, what's not working. I also must mention that there is a fee associated with this program for accepted participants. I did go back and forth about whether or not I would charge for this beta program because it is a beta program, it's not completely finished. But at the end I decided that a value exchange is necessary because of the time and effort that I'm going to be putting into the program, and also to ensure the commitment of the women that are participating. I feel like a value exchange is very important just beyond the monetary aspect. It's actually showing that, hey, I want to be in this and I'm willing to commit to it. Trust me, what I'm going to be giving into this program is far beyond the fee that I'm charging. If that is prohibitive to you and you really, really want to be a part of the program, definitely reach out to me. Still submit an application, let me know, and I will see what we can do. The applications are open through the end of November 2025. I'll be deciding who is going to be in the program by mid-December at the latest. And the program will actually begin January 2026. Exact date will be pending. It depends on the schedules of the women. Don't know how big the group is going to end up being. I'm going to let it be as big as the Lord leads, but I'm thinking ideally no more than 10 people because I want to make sure that I'm able to truly show up for you, but we will see. And that's all I can really reveal about the beta version of this birth program for now. It's very exciting, and I'm going to be really honest and vulnerable here for a moment. Prior to 2021, I was not a Christian. I was an atheist actually for several years. The things I was struggling with are completely turned around, a complete 180 in my life. And I never imagined that I was going to be here today offering a program like this, a faith-based birth program, which feels so perfectly aligned for me. So this is truly just a God thing. I'm just trying to be obedient to the Lord, because after I had my first 2 children, I did not think that I was gonna have any more. And even as a Christian, when I found out I was pregnant with my 3rd child, my initial response was not joy. And then again with my 4th, actually with this one, when I found out I was pregnant with her, it was very soon after I had my 3rd. You know, my 3rd child was barely a year old when I found out I was pregnant again. But I realize now that this is the reason, because it gave me the opportunity to make this program, to go through the program for myself as an expecting woman of faith. So it's just amazing how God works that way. He truly does everything for our good, even if we can't see it in the moment. And I truly believe that many women are going to be blessed, not only through the program, but by the testimonies of the women who have used the program. I'm believing in big things for this program, and not just for me and not just for my success, but truly for God's glory. So that's it, guys. If you're interested, please put in an application. I look forward to meeting you. It's gonna be such a good time, and I will see you in the next one. Little friend, I really so badly want to film this video. It's for women that want to include God in their births, just like I did when you were born. Do you remember when Jesus was in the birthing room? Do you remember?